There's a unique kind of silence that falls when the power goes out during a winter storm. At first, it might feel cozy until the temperature inside starts dropping to match the freezing conditions outside. While we often think of power outages as minor inconveniences, a winter blackout poses serious challenges that go far beyond boredom. Without heat, light, or a way to cook, a simple storm can quickly turn into a dangerous situation for you and your family. Being prepared isn't about panic, it's about peace of mind. Knowing you have the right gear to keep your loved ones warm, fed, and safe changes the entire experience from a potential crisis to a manageable event. We've all seen how unpredictable winter weather can be, and scrambling for supplies once the lights are already off is never a good strategy. In this guide, we're going to walk through the essential gear that belongs in every cold weather emergency kit. From keeping the chill at bay to ensuring you have a reliable food source, these are the 10 must-have prepping items for a winter power outage that will help you weather the storm with confidence. Let's get started. 1. Stocking your emergency pantry for warmth and energy. When the power goes out in winter, your kitchen can become one of your biggest vulnerabilities. Refrigerators and freezers stop working, putting your fresh food supply on a countdown to spoilage. This is why a well-planned emergency pantry, stocked with non-perishable food, is a cornerstone of winter preparedness. Your focus should be on nutrient-dense, high-calorie foods that require minimal or no cooking, as these will provide the energy your body needs to stay warm. The goal is to have a robust supply that can sustain your household for at least a few days, if not a week, without needing to open the refrigerator or rely on electric appliances. Canned goods are an excellent foundation for this emergency stash. They are inexpensive, have an incredibly long shelf life, and come in a wide variety of options. Think beyond simple vegetables. Stock up on ready-to-eat items like hearty soups, stews, chili, and canned meats like tuna or chicken. These can be eaten cold if necessary, or gently warmed over a backup heat source, providing a comforting and substantial meal. Alongside these include canned fruits and vegetables to ensure you are still getting essential vitamins and minerals. One of the most overlooked yet critical tools for this part of your kit is a reliable manual can opener. Without it, your entire stockpile of canned goods becomes inaccessible. Make sure you have one, or even a spare, stored with your food supplies. Beyond canned items, consider adding other long-lasting foods to your emergency pantry. Freeze-dried meals, often used by backpackers and campers, are another fantastic option. They are exceptionally lightweight, have a shelf life that can span decades, and are surprisingly flavorful. Most only require the addition of hot water to rehydrate into a full meal, making them a simple and efficient choice when your cooking capabilities are limited. Energy bars, protein bars, and granola bars are also indispensable. These compact snacks are packed with calories and nutrients, offering a quick and easy source of fuel when you need an immediate boost. They require no preparation and can be easily stored in various locations, including your car and go bags. Don't forget other shelf-stable staples like peanut butter, crackers, dried fruit, and nuts. These items provide a good mix of protein, fats, and carbohydrates to keep your energy levels stable. When planning your food supply, calculate roughly 2,000 calories per person per day and ensure you have enough to last for your desired preparation window. This thoughtful approach to food storage will ensure that a power outage doesn't lead to a food crisis. 2. Layering up. Your first line of defense against the cold. When your home's heating system fails during a winter blackout, your primary source of warmth becomes your own body heat. The most effective way to preserve this heat and protect yourself from the dangers of hypothermia is by dressing in layers. This strategy allows you to trap air between different articles of clothing, creating an insulating barrier that keeps cold out and warmth in. It also gives you the flexibility to add or remove layers to regulate your body temperature and avoid sweating, which can ironically make you colder as the moisture evaporates. The base layer, worn directly against your skin, should be made of a moisture-wicking material like merino wool or synthetic fabrics, such as polyester. These materials draw sweat away from your body, keeping you dry and warm. Avoid cotton for your base layer, as it absorbs moisture and loses its insulating properties when wet, which can be dangerous in a cold environment. Over your base layer, add a mid-layer for insulation. This could be a fleece jacket, a heavy wool sweater, or a down vest. The primary job of this layer is to trap the heat your body generates. For your outermost layer, choose a garment that acts as a shell, protecting you from wind and moisture if you do venture outside, An insulated jacket or a waterproof parka would be ideal. Your clothing strategy should extend beyond just your torso. A significant amount of body heat is lost through your extremities, so protecting your head, hands, and feet is critical. Wool socks are a superior choice over cotton, as they continue to insulate even when damp and provide excellent warmth. Have multiple pairs on hand. Insulated and waterproof boots are essential if you need to walk through snow. For your hands, a pair of insulated gloves or mittens will prevent frostbite and keep your fingers functional. A warm hat is one of the most important pieces of gear you can have, as you can lose a substantial amount of body heat through an uncovered head. Scarves or neck gaiters can be used to protect your face and neck from the cold air, sealing in warmth around your collar. In addition to clothing, your stockpile of blankets is a vital part of your insulation strategy. Gather all the blankets, quilts, and comforters in your house and designate a single, smaller room to inhabit. This will concentrate your body heat in one area, making it easier to stay warm. Heavy-duty materials like fleece and wool are excellent for this purpose. For an extra layer of security, consider investing in emergency Mylar thermal blankets. These reflective space blankets are designed to reflect up to 90% of your body heat back to you, making them an incredibly effective, lightweight, and compact tool for preventing hypothermia in extreme conditions. Emergency sleeping bags rated for cold temperatures also provide an excellent all-in-one solution for staying warm through the night. Assembling a comprehensive emergency health kit. In an emergency, minor injuries or common illnesses can escalate quickly, especially if you are unable to travel or access medical services. A winter power outage can create numerous hazards, from burns sustained while using alternative heat sources to falls in the dark. That is why having a well-stocked and easily accessible first aid kit is not just a recommendation, it's a necessity. Your kit should go beyond the basic assortment of bandages and antiseptic wipes. It needs to be tailored to handle the specific challenges of a cold weather emergency. Start with the fundamentals. Sterile gauze pads of various sizes, adhesive medical tape, roller bandages, scissors, and tweezers. An assortment of adhesive bandages will always be useful for minor cuts and scrapes. Include a supply of antibiotic ointment to prevent infections and wounds. However, for a winter scenario, you must expand upon this foundation. Hand warmers can be a lifesaver, not just for comfort, but for helping to treat someone who is becoming hypothermic. Add several pairs to your kit. A digital or mercury-free thermometer is essential for monitoring fevers or detecting hypothermia. Your medical kit should also contain supplies for more significant injuries. Consider including elastic bandages for sprains, a splint for stabilizing fractures, and burn ointment for accidental contact with hot surfaces from emergency heaters or stoves. Think about the common ailments that might arise. A power outage can be a stressful event that weakens the immune system, so include medications to manage colds and flu, such as decongestants and cough suppressants. Pain relievers like ibuprofen or acetaminophen are crucial for managing everything from headaches to aches and pains from the cold. If anyone in your household has allergies, be sure to include antihistamines. Most importantly, ensure you have a sufficient supply of any prescription medications that your family members rely on daily. Aim for at least a 2-week surplus, as pharmacies may be closed or inaccessible. Finally, knowledge is just as important as supplies. Include a comprehensive first aid manual in your kit. In a stressful situation, having a clear step-by-step guide can help you administer care correctly and confidently. This thoughtfully assembled kit becomes your personal infirmary, providing you with the tools and information needed to manage health issues until professional help is available. Securing a safe and reliable backup heat source. The most immediate danger during a winter power outage is the rapid loss of heat inside your home. As the temperature plummets, the risk of hypothermia becomes very real, particularly for vulnerable individuals like children and the elderly. Therefore, securing a safe and reliable backup heat source is arguably the most critical part of your preparedness plan. Relying on layers of clothing and blankets alone may not be sufficient during a prolonged outage in freezing conditions. You need a method to actively generate heat within your living space. One of the most common options for emergency indoor heating is a propane heater. These units are portable, effective, and can significantly raise the temperature of a room. However, safety is the absolute priority when using them. You must choose a model that is specifically rated and certified for indoor use. These heaters are equipped with essential safety features, such as an automatic shutoff function if they tip over or if the oxygen levels in the room drop too low. When operating any fuel-burning heater indoors, a carbon monoxide (CO) detector is non-negotiable. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas that can be lethal, so place a battery-operated CO detector in the same room as the heater to provide an early warning of any danger. Proper ventilation is also key. Crack a window slightly to allow for fresh air circulation and prevent the buildup of harmful gases. If your home is equipped with a wood-burning stove or fireplace, you already have an excellent built-in heat source. These can provide substantial and consistent warmth as long as you have an adequate supply of fuel. Before winter begins, have your chimney professionally inspected and cleaned to prevent chimney fires. You will need to stockpile a sufficient amount of seasoned firewood, wood that has been dried for at least 6 to 12 months, as green or wet wood produces more smoke and creosote buildup. Store your firewood in a dry, accessible location. Never be tempted to burn materials other than seasoned wood, such as treated lumber, trash, or plastics, as these can release toxic fumes into your home. Regardless of your chosen heat source, establish a safe zone around it. Keep children, pets, and all flammable materials, including blankets, furniture, and curtains, at least 3 feet away from the heater, stove, or fireplace at all times. Having a fire extinguisher nearby and knowing how to use it is another critical safety measure. Planning for your backup heat source involves more than just buying a heater. It requires a thoughtful approach to fuel storage, ventilation, and fire safety protocols. This preparation will ensure that you can keep your family safely warm when your primary heating system is down. 5. Equipping your toolkit for maintenance and mobility. When a severe winter storm knocks out power, your home stops being a passive shelter and becomes an active environment that requires maintenance and defense against the elements. This is why a well-rounded collection of manual tools is not just handy, it is essential for survival and mobility. While high-tech gadgets often get the glory in preparedness discussions, simple, durable hand tools are often what stand between you and a crisis. An axe or a hatchet, for instance, serves multiple critical functions. Beyond the obvious use of chopping firewood to feed a stove or fireplace, an axe is vital for clearing heavy debris. Winter storms often bring down large tree limbs that can block driveways, damage structures, or obstruct emergency exits. Having the ability to clear these obstacles ensures you can leave your home if evacuation becomes necessary or if emergency services need to reach you. Equally important in a snow-heavy environment is a sturdy, reliable shovel. This tool is your primary means of maintaining mobility. If deep snow accumulates against your doors, you could become trapped inside, or worse, carbon monoxide from exhaust vents could back up into your home. A quality shovel allows you to keep pathways clear, dig out a vehicle, and ensure that external vents for heaters or furnaces remain unobstructed. It is a labor-intensive tool, but one that ensures your physical connection to the outside world remains open. Alongside these larger tools, you should never underestimate the versatility of duct tape. In the prepping world, it is legendary for a reason. During a storm, a window might crack from flying debris or a pipe might spring a small leak. Duct tape provides a rapid, temporary fix that can prevent heat loss or water damage until a permanent repair can be made. It serves as an all-purpose fastener for tarping over damaged areas or securing loose items. Finally, a high-quality multi-tool acts as a pocket-sized workshop. When wearing heavy winter gloves, fine motor tasks can be difficult, but a multi-tool offers pliers, screwdrivers, knives, and wire cutters in one compact package. You might need to tighten a screw on a generator, open a stubborn package of batteries, or repair a piece of camping gear. The multi-tool ensures you aren't scrambling through a dark garage looking for a specific screwdriver while the temperature drops. These tools collectively ensure that when the unexpected happens, and in a winter storm, it always does, you have the physical means to respond, repair, and maintain your safety. 6. Sustaining critical systems with backup power. For many homeowners, a portable generator is the crown jewel of their emergency preparedness plan, and for good reason. In the depths of winter, when temperatures plummet below freezing, electricity is not just a luxury, it is the lifeblood of your home's safety systems. A portable generator bridges the gap between the grid going down and power being restored, allowing you to keep essential appliances running. This might mean powering a refrigerator to save hundreds of dollars in food, keeping a sump pump running to prevent a flooded basement, or most importantly, powering electric space heaters or the blower fan on a gas furnace. However, owning a generator is only half the battle. Understanding how to use it safely and efficiently is what actually protects your family. Preparation begins long before the first snowflake falls. You must have a stockpile of fuel, as gas stations often cannot pump fuel during a power outage. This fuel needs to be stored in approved containers and treated with a fuel stabilizer to prevent it from degrading over time, which could clog the generator's carburetor and render it useless when you need it most. You also need to calculate your power needs. You likely cannot power your entire home with a portable unit, so you must prioritize which devices are critical. Running a generator requires discipline and a rotation schedule. Plugging in the fridge for an hour to keep it cold, then switching to a heater to warm a room. The most critical aspect of generator usage is safety. Carbon monoxide poisoning is a silent killer that spikes during winter storms, often due to improper generator use. A generator is an internal combustion engine that produces deadly exhaust fumes. It must never, under any circumstances, be operated indoors, in a garage, in a basement, or even on a porch. It needs to be positioned outside, well away from windows, doors, and vents, to ensure that exhaust does not drift into your living space. Furthermore, you should install battery-operated carbon monoxide detectors on every level of your home as a fail-safe. Operating a generator in wet, snowy conditions also presents electrical shock hazards, so having a dry, covered but ventilated spot for the unit is key. When managed correctly, a generator transforms a power outage from a potential survival situation into a manageable inconvenience, keeping the lights on and the cold at bay. Securing a safe and abundant water supply. It is a common misconception that water is only a concern during summer disasters or droughts. In reality, a winter power outage poses a significant threat to your water supply. If you rely on a municipal system, power failures at pumping stations can interrupt service. If you are on a well, your electric pump will cease to function the moment the grid goes down, leaving you with zero water pressure. Furthermore, in extreme cold, the pipes inside your home are at risk of freezing and bursting if the ambient temperature drops too low, potentially cutting off your supply or causing catastrophic damage. This makes storing a dedicated supply of water one of the most vital steps in your winter prep. The general rule of thumb is to store at least 1 gallon of water per person per day, but in winter you might actually need slightly more. Your body works harder to stay warm, and the dry winter air depletes hydration faster than you might realize. You should aim for a minimum 3-day supply, though a week's worth provides a much safer buffer. This water isn't just for drinking. You will need it for basic hygiene, brushing teeth, and potentially for rehydrating freeze-dried meals. Store this water in a cool, dark place where it won't freeze. If your primary storage area is a garage that might drop below freezing, you need to bring those supplies indoors or insulate them to prevent the containers from cracking. Beyond stored water, you should have the means to purify water from alternative sources. In a winter emergency, you might look out the window at a blanket of snow and see an endless water supply, but this requires caution. Snow is mostly air, meaning you have to melt a significant amount to get a drinkable quantity of liquid, which consumes precious fuel. Moreover, snow can capture atmospheric pollutants or be contaminated by ground debris. Therefore, if you are forced to melt snow or use water from a nearby creek, you must treat it before consumption. Purification tablets are a compact and effective solution, killing bacteria and viruses without requiring fuel for boiling. Portable water filters, such as those used by hikers, are also excellent additions to your kit. They can remove particulates and pathogens, ensuring that the water you drink doesn't make you sick. A gastrointestinal illness during a power outage, when staying warm and hydrated is already a challenge, can be devastating. By securing both a static supply of water and the tools to create more, you ensure that your household remains healthy and hydrated regardless of the condition of the municipal pipes. 8. Banishing the darkness with reliable lighting. There is a profound psychological impact when the lights go out during a winter storm. Winter days are already short, and when the sun sets early, a home without power is plunged into near total darkness for upwards of 14 hours a day. This darkness can induce anxiety, increase the risk of accidents like tripping or falling, and make simple tasks incredibly difficult. Establishing a comprehensive emergency lighting strategy is about more than just seeing where you are walking. It is about maintaining a sense of normalcy and control in a chaotic environment. Relying on the flashlight on your smartphone is a rookie mistake. It drains the battery of your primary communication device far too quickly. Instead, you need a layered approach to lighting that serves different purposes throughout your home. High-quality, heavy-duty flashlights are your tactical tools. These should be placed in easily accessible locations around the house, on nightstands, in kitchen drawers, and near the electrical panel. Modern LED flashlights are incredibly efficient, offering bright light for long periods on a single set of batteries. However, flashlights are directional and require a hand to hold them. For general room illumination, battery-powered or hand-crank lanterns are superior. A single good lantern can light up a living room enough for a family to play board games, read, or cook a meal, helping to keep morale high. Headlamps are another often overlooked essential. They provide hands-free lighting, which is indispensable if you need to carry firewood, fix a generator, or perform first aid. While candles are a traditional staple of power outages and offer a bit of warmth and ambiance, they introduce a significant fire risk, especially in a household with children or pets. If you choose to use candles, opt for long-burning pillar candles or soy candles in glass jars, which are more stable and safer than taper candles. Always use fireproof holders and never leave them unattended. A safer alternative to candles are glow sticks, or chemical lights. They are safe for children to hold, waterproof, and can be hung on doorknobs or in hallways to provide low-level navigation light without using any batteries. Finally, remember that all the battery-powered lights in the world are useless without power sources. Your lighting prep must include a massive stockpile of batteries in various sizes. By illuminating your home effectively, you push back the fear and uncertainty of the storm, making the long winter nights safer and more bearable for everyone. 9. Maintaining a vital connection to the outside world. When the power grid fails and the internet goes dark, the feeling of isolation can be one of the most unsettling aspects of a winter storm. We live in an age of constant connectivity, where news travels instantly to the palms of our hands. However, during a severe weather event, cell towers can lose power, internet service providers can experience outages, and the flow of digital information can come to a sudden halt. This is why a battery-powered radio is not an outdated relic of the past, but a crucial lifeline for modern survival. It serves as your primary link to the outside world when all other channels of communication have been severed. Through it, you can receive critical updates about the storm's trajectory, road closures, emergency alert locations, and estimated times for power restoration. Without this information, you are operating blindly, unable to make informed decisions about whether to stay put or attempt an evacuation. When selecting a radio for your emergency kit, versatility and reliability are the most important features to look for. A standard AM/FM radio is useful for local news broadcasts, but a model that includes NOAA weather frequencies is far superior. These specialized bands provide continuous weather information directly from the National Weather Service, offering detailed alerts about blizzard conditions, wind chill warnings, and other life-threatening hazards specific to your area. Power redundancy is also key. While batteries are essential, they can drain quickly or corrode if left unchecked for too long. Ideally, look for a survival radio that offers multiple power options. Many modern emergency radios come equipped with small solar panels to trickle charge the internal battery during the day, as well as a hand-crank dynamo. This crank allows you to manually generate power, ensuring that even if your stash of Day A batteries runs dry, you can still tune in to vital broadcasts with just a few minutes of physical effort. Furthermore, a radio provides a psychological boost that shouldn't be underestimated. In the silence of a power outage, the human voice of a broadcaster can provide a sense of connection and normalcy. Hearing local officials describe recovery efforts or listening to community updates reminds you that you are not alone in the crisis and that help is working to restore services. It transforms the unknown into the known. Unlike a smartphone, which encourages doom scrolling and anxiety-inducing social media usage that drains precious battery life, a radio is a passive, efficient tool. You can leave it on in the background to monitor the situation while you focus on other survival tasks, like keeping the fire going or cooking a meal. It is a rugged, dependable piece of technology that requires no subscription, no signal bars, and very little maintenance, yet offers invaluable intelligence when the world around you goes dark. 10. Ensuring digital resilience with portable power. In our modern lives, our smartphones are more than just communication devices. They are our flashlights, our maps, our medical references, and our connection to loved ones. During a winter power outage, A dead phone battery can feel like a disaster in itself. It cuts off your ability to call emergency services, check on elderly relatives, or access offline survival guides you may have downloaded. Therefore, maintaining a reliable source of power for your small electronics is a non-negotiable part of winter preparedness. High-capacity power banks are the answer to this challenge, acting as portable reservoirs of energy that can keep your critical devices operational for days after the wall outlets have stopped working. The goal is digital resilience, ensuring that your ability to communicate and access information doesn't die the moment the grid does. When stocking up on power banks, capacity is king. You want to look for models with a high milliamp hours rating, typically 20,000 milliamp hour or higher. A power bank of this size can recharge a standard smartphone 4 to 5 times before needing to be recharged itself. This buys you several days of moderate usage. It is also wise to choose models with multiple output ports, allowing you to charge 2 devices simultaneously, perhaps your phone and a rechargeable headlamp, maximizing efficiency. Durability matters as well. Ruggedized power banks, designed for outdoor use, are often water-resistant and shockproof, making them better suited for the rough-and-tumble environment of an emergency. Don't forget the cables, either. A power bank is useless if you can't connect it to your device, so store a set of dedicated high-quality charging cables with your emergency power supply to avoid the panic of searching for a cord in the dark. However, owning these devices is only half the battle. The other half is maintenance. A power bank that has been sitting in a drawer for 3 years loses its charge over time and may be empty when you finally reach for it. Make it a habit to check and recharge your power banks every 3 to 6 months. Treat them like any other perishable supply in your kit. Additionally, consider how you use your devices during an outage to conserve that precious stored energy. Turn down screen brightness, close unnecessary apps, and switch to low power mode or airplane mode when you aren't actively calling or texting. If you have a car, a quality car charger is an excellent backup to your power banks, allowing you to top them up by idling your vehicle outside, never in a garage for a short period. By integrating robust portable power solutions into your prep, you ensure that even in the coldest, darkest winter storm, you retain the power to call for help and stay informed.